Hi, good morning. I'm so glad we have a microphone because if you're in the restaurant or hotel space, I don't know about you all, it's been hard to sit this long, yeah? So I'm hoping that you will join me. No, I did not bring swag to sell afterwards, although blue hats might be in my future. I'd really like to focus on making hospitality hospitable again. And what do I really mean by that? I mean, we've seen so much that it's just hard, right? When we walk in to check into a hotel and they're looking at their phones, or don't make eye contact, or we try to ask for something at a restaurant and it's flagging down, I don't know who. I don't know how to go back now. But anyway, hospitality. Does anybody actually know where hospitality, the word, the meaning comes from? Did you say hospital clothes? The crazy thing is, if we go back in time a million years ago when I was in college, in those days when you had to go to this building called a library, and they had this thing called books that you had to scour through to do a research paper, I learned in my degree of how to smile that the term hospitality originally comes from an ancient Greek term that is two words stitched together that means to love strangers. And as we walk into hotels or restaurants or a gas station, how much are we really loving strangers? And as trainers, how are we making sure that our team feels loved? And as managers, do our managers feel like they're being loved as strangers? So I'm on a mission to bring hospitality back to the hospitality industry. And when I think about it, you know, in the most scientific of polls, who here believes the hospitality industry is hard? Maybe 10 out of 211. What about, because you're right, it's not rocket science. We're not trying to shift somebody up to Mars, right? But what about easy? How many of you think the hospitality is easy? Yeah, none of you. I can't tell you how many podcasts I've heard that it says, hospitality is not hard. And you're right. But really, it is hard. Somehow, we have to stay composed regardless of what's happening at home, right? My dog ran out the door, and I spent 30 minutes looking for my dog in the neighborhood on a day that I was really in a hurry, and then had to show up, save face. I'm sweaty like crazy. By the way, I live in Florida, so it was not an easy experience. I have to put a class on, and somebody's in tears in front of me, and respectfully, I don't have the emotional capacity to be there for you because I had to run around outside for 30 minutes looking for my dog to get here on time and give you what you needed, right? That's hard. And we expect our team, our managers and our team members, to do the exact same thing for our guests. And so we've now evolved to this. This is what's happening in our buildings. Working in hospitality has become completely inhospitable. And yet, I've heard it all weekend, right? We're going into hotels and we're noticing that people are in chairs. And when I was in front desk, it was absolutely, positively not allowed that you put your butt in a seat for a 12-hour shift. How dare you, right? So we've created these qualifiers and quantifiers that we, as managers, as leaders, as trainers, track to tell us whether we're being hospitable or not. But at the end of the day, we just need people to love strangers. And so 20 or so years ago, when I shifted into training, I realized that we did something so I have a confession to make. It's really that, because 20 years ago or so, I fell into a trap, and I wonder if we all feel like we've fallen into that same trap. And I hope that you will allow me to dig into my Catholic school upbringing and find the act of contrition in this group. So, forgive me, chart, for I have failed us. I failed our team, I failed our managers, I've failed our industry. And as I learned in around 2nd grade when I did my first confession, if you confess, you have a plan to change that around. Otherwise, there's no reason asking for an apology, as the good doctors told us earlier. So I had a conversation the other day with Lauren Pritchard, who you will all get to meet her funny side tomorrow. And she said to me, you know, failure is quitting, but failing is learning. And I choose to learn from my failing. We did this big change about 20 years ago, well, 20 years ago that I noticed, in our training mode, and did not understand the unintended consequences of what was coming. We made this particular change because we thought we need to show people just what training is all about. And we need to show them we can have instant results, increase revenue, increase our profitability, and have to show our worth immediately. And so what did we do? We gave a tool. We started answering this one question in absolutely every training and focused on WIFM. And not the what's in it for me as a trainer, but what's in it for me as a server. Sell more drinks, you'll make more money. Or as somebody who's turning beds, cut down your time by 2 minutes and you'll make more tips because you'll have more rooms to clean, right? And what's in it for me as a business? If we do all of that, my revenue increases, my profitability decreases. And by the way, our unintentional consequence is we asked them to do all this, but we created a transactional industry. We failed. We failed each other. We failed our industry. And I'm hoping that you will join me on my mission to make hospitality hospitable again, lifting each other up, making sure that our team members understand one particular thing. What's in it for all? What's in it for our guests? What's in it for each other? Maybe that'll help increase a little bit of teamwork. Maybe that'll help increase a much better experience. Because the truth is, they're also dealing with guests that are not really nice all the time, right? That suddenly, as you're trying to cut him off and he's really angry at you and yells at you for a few things, and you take your superwoman stance because you're needing him to go to his room, he says, "Oh, are you pregnant?" Yes, I am. Please, let me show you the way, right? That doesn't, even though that was the answer to make what needed to happen, that has psychological ramifications, right? But let's focus on what's in it for all with our managers so that they're not worried about being mad that somebody wanted a change in their schedule because that makes their day harder. So, I'm on this mission to make hospitality hospitable again, and I believe if we change our focus on our training from what's in it for me to what's in it for all, we just might make hospitality hospitable again. Thank you.